The ISCF Challenge is probably the bit of the program which other countries have yet to learn to do. Whereas the typical research funding is we fund universities to work with companies, the ISCF Challenge funds companies to work with universities. So this is very much giving money to companies. The grant funding has been won under competition, and it's given to collaborations, and sometimes that can be up to 16 companies and universities working together. So it's not your normal funding research model, and what we're really funding is the pull. We're trying to help companies realise their great plans for growing as companies, for completing products, for exporting, and we do that by funding them, and they pull on the ecosystem, the clever scientists, the universities, the knowledge which is there to pull it into a package. And when we've seen good success in that model. There's a very obvious one in terms of commercial success, which is if we take the portfolio of companies, and that's about 140 companies we fund, how much private money they've raised since we started funding them. And some of those companies, the first money they ever received was actually our grant. Since we started in 2018, those companies have raised over 400 million. So when we get to the end of the challenge, which is 2025, we'll see around about, I think, could be in excess of 700 million of private money having been raised. So that's what you could call as a high leverage, and that's real catalytic funding, helping to grow a business. We've got some product successes. Yes, we've got a good one is the gas sensing camera from QLM. But we've had two of our quantum computing companies actually sell computers. So they are products, it's product revenue. Well, I think there are two things to say. One is I hope more of the same, because if it's working, for heaven's sake, don't stop. And that's the case we're making within government for more funding. So I think we've had ISCF. It would be nice to see ISTF 2.0, if you want to use the expression, more of that funding of companies. But you've also got to keep the science going, because this isn't a single technology which is developing, and there are other aspects of quantum science which are going to be important. So we're looking at almost a two-pronged model. We want to continue with funding companies. We want to continue with the sort of hubs we've got at the moment, but we've also got to keep feeding the pipeline at the beginning. There's some very new areas of research which weren't even thought about when we set the program up, which we're thinking about how we're going to start introducing that technology into the pipeline.